Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Oh, come on, guys. Let's have some fun today. We're here to change the world, right? So let's try it again. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Awesome. I am so excited to see all of you here today. And I'm going to imagine that we're here from all over the country, maybe even all over the universe. And we've come to make a difference. So let's have some fun while we do that, okay? Okay, so again, my name, as she said, is Rosazlia Grillier. Often folks call me Rose. I am a peer trainer with COFI, Community Organizing and Family Issues. Also, as she stated before, one of the chairs of PowerPAC, Parents Organized to Win, Educate and Renew Policy Action Council. I'll test you guys on that later. And I must mention my co-chair in that initiative, Philippa Mena, and I'm not sure if she's here with us today, but just wanted to give a shout out to her. So we're a citywide organization, a life-changing organization here in Chicago that empowers parents to see themselves as leaders, train and support them to set and accomplish family goals, personal goals, and also to be a part of positive change that they want to see in their communities, statewide, and sometimes nationally. It's my firm belief that soon we'll change things worldwide. Can everybody say worldwide? Absolutely. So our organization, of course, is citywide, and it's predominantly African American and Latina parents and grandparents, but we've got a little sprinkle of everybody in there, and everyone is, of course, welcome. We've been working very hard to make sure that systems and policies work better for families, especially in challenged communities, advocating systematically, legislatively, and on a number of different issues with countless victories. Too many to name here today, so I'll just highlight a couple from each of our 5 campaigns. So let's take an imagination journey. Now, we don't use the normal us against them approach. To the contrary, we are so proud of all of our partnerships and all of our collaboratives that work together to make this change in the spirit of true collaboration, where everyone that's a stakeholder or a subjugate on any issue has a say in that issue, where we take differences of opinions and turn them into awesome strategies. Some of you may say, what on earth is she talking about? Okay, let me paint a picture. Our schools were like prisons. I'm sorry, give me one moment. I apologize. Let me take this moment to do a disclaimer. Some of the views and comments that will be made during this piece are not necessarily those of COFI or PowerPAC or its partners. Okay, so where was I? Okay, our schools were like prisons. Children of color and other variations were disproportionately being pushed out into the school-to-prison pipeline for minor infractions. And I'm referring to children as young as kindergarten. Academic stats and morale were at an all-time low. However, through our elementary justice campaign, which we call EJC, collaborating with partners like CPS and various agencies, PowerPAC has changed the student code of conduct consistently over the years, but most recently, no more zero tolerance, no more silent lunches, Children get grades K through second grade can no longer be suspended. No more mandatory expulsions for grades 5 and under. We've also created 6 parent-run peace centers across the city where children can learn to be champions of resolutions, not champions of conflict. Or as we call it, restorative justice. We continue to spread the word about RJ to our other parents in conjunction with the FACE Department and with the Office of Social and Emotional Learning and many other partners. I dare not forget when schools weren't open after hours, underutilized, with the potential to be a valuable asset in the communities. However, because we know that education is key to moving ahead, we focus on creating systems that will help families and communities advance economically as well as academically. We worked in coalition with the Federation of Community Schools to create the first community schools. Now there are many programs throughout the city. Now, if I might borrow your imagination, imagine children always playing catch-up when it comes to education because they were not enrolled in early learning programs to prepare them for a successful school life. Imagine communities in jeopardy of losing vital funding for early education based on a myth that there were no children in those communities that were early school age. Through our early learning campaign, Power Pack parents took to the streets. We knocked on countless doors. In fact, we found children. We asked why they weren't enrolled in early learning programs. We reported our findings in our publication we called, "Why Isn't Johnny in Preschool?" Then we used these issues and we did an all call to every early learning agency, service, system in the city of Chicago. We outlined the challenges and then we asked them all, what are you gonna do? Thus formed the most excellent collaboration. It was born, it's growing, it's thriving, it's fostering. Mortal enemies became partners in strategy. Hoarders of children for the sake of a list became sharers for the sake of those children. Parents became valuable stakeholders at the tables. They made decisions over their own children. And Power Pack parents took it to the streets once again in partnership with CPS, DFSS, Action for Children, and so many others I can't name today to bring true information to those parents about those programs. Our Head Start ambassadors, oh, they rock. Help those systems reach full enrollment, and they have been moving and shaking to do it ever since. The walk-in preschool bus captains help challenge families with their attendance issues by taking those children by the hand and walking them to school and to the various educational programs to make sure that they had access to early quality education. Now, imagine children having no break in the day, misbehaving, struggling academically. Well, what would happen if you work for 8 to 10, sometimes 12 to 16 hours without a break? Yeah, I thought so. Imagine childhood obesity running rampant. Well, through our Recess and Health campaign, Power Pack went on a mission to bring recess back. We advocated locally and statewide with partners like Chicago Teachers Union and numerous other partners. Now here in Chicago, recess is back! And it cannot be withheld as a punishment for children. Last but not least, this next campaign is near and dear to my heart. which is why I'm also one of the chairs, as she mentioned, of this campaign, along with Rosazlia, who is the other co-chair. Imagine a mother with 2 small daughters, and she wants their future to be so much brighter than her own. So she enrolls in a systematic college savings program. She completes all the required trainings. She takes the classes, she deposits what they've asked of her, every penny she could rake and scrape. She gets diagnosed with a fatal illness and is given 6 months to live. Is now dependent on systems for housing, for medicine, and other poverty attachments. Not to mention the fact that fraudulent people in that very system stole the $5K per child that she had saved so hard to secure their future. But she survives, and she is forced to go to a mandatory meeting to get those said services, but COFI was there. And they convince her that she is a leader, and she can be a part of positive change. And she becomes one of the chairs of Stepping Out of Poverty. And they began to look at the racial wealth gap. And they partnered with folks like IABG, Illinois Asset Building Group, and the Attorney General, Lisa Madigan, to pass and to have the governor sign into legislation against predatory payroll cards and practices. In coalition, they help raise the minimum wage. They pilot a parent match savings initiative and are currently working on a statewide initiative to develop children's savings account legislation with a match component. Now, imagine parents working on similar issues all across the country, collaborating for solutions. This gets us closer to my worldwide vision. As I move toward my seat, if it sounds like I'm really stressing the importance of parent engagement, or if it sounds like I'm trying to promote massive collaboration, diligence, and relentless, nevertheless philosophy, well, it's because I am. Because I live it. I believe it. My story is one of triumph. My family was told to make me comfortable until I expired. There was depression. I weighed over 486 pounds. My 2 daughters had to inject shots into my body every day. It was a low place to be. Then COFI reached out to me to help me think outside that box I had crawled into. Maybe I can help make a difference, whatever level, big or small. So I started setting and watching my goals come to a reality. Wheelchair bound, I got up. I've been to Washington meeting legislators and presidents. Thank God for a second chance. So here I stand, 250 pounds less later, and still going. Daily physical challenges. As a matter of fact, soon I will be facing heart surgery. However, where there's a strong will, there is a way. And I offer today my nevertheless attitude to you. Thank you very much.